You've eaten Gotham's wealth, its spirit, but your feast is nearly over.
This isn't a blood hole. It's an operating table. And I'm the surgeon. Why aren't you laughing?
From this moment on, none of you are safe.
Welcome to the Batman Book Club, a podcast exploring the Dark Knight Library. I'm your host, Ryan Lauer. The Batman Book Club is a proud member of the Batman Podcast Network, hosted by Batman on Film. Just go to batmanonfilm.com, click on podcasts, and you'll find the Batman Podcast Network that has a whole list of other Bat-related shows that also like to dive into other nerdy subjects that all of us love to frolic about in our spare time. Batman Book Club is also on Patreon. If you like what's going on with the show and you want to help support the show and keep those generators running in the Wayne Manor study, go to patreon.com/thebatmanbc. Now, our bellies are full. It's the end of November, and we have a wrap-up episode here, stuffed with Batman goodness. And I'm not doing this alone. Joining me yet again, our favorite Italian, Peter R. Verra. Hey, Pete.
Hello, Lauer.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm swell. How was your Thanksgiving feast?
It was good. It was very good. Very good.
Very good. Are you overflowing today? Or are you
good?
Were you responsible?
Good. Was irresponsibly responsible, but I'm feeling good.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Hey, I'll take it. I feel good. I've got a fridge full of leftovers.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe the best one of the best things of Thanksgiving is the leftover process because it warmed up still tastes pretty damn good.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works for you. Or if you're just like, no, when I'm done, today will be fresh food on the
No, I
smoker
don't.
or whatever.
I enjoy leftovers. There's only so many days in a row you can eat turkey. But,
Yes.
2 days in a row is fine.
Yeah.
I'm a big turkey neck guy, so I like the necks. So that's
You like the
kinda why I
necks?
like it.
Oh,
yeah, I'm a
good for
big
you.
neck guy. Yeah, it's good. It's a sweet meat.
He's a real hero, that Peter Verra. Pete, we have a long list of Batman comics to get through. Enough with the appetizer. You ready to get to the main dish and talk all the new Batman comics released in November?
Ookses.
Oops. Okay, done. As always, we're going to start off our discussion of wrap-ups with the latest of the legacy title, Batman, issue number 154, The Dying City, Part 2, written by Chip Zdarsky with art by Carmine Di Giandomenico. Let's see, Part 2, but I think, was it Jimenez was on art last month, so it's a different artist this month.
I don't remember, to be honest with you. I'm sorry.
Yeah, that's what's strange is I had to go back through and flip through this issue because I remember last month saying I thought the issue was good, but there were some qualms about it and things that it was hinting at that I wasn't really digging if that's the route they go. And then reading this issue, I didn't think it was that bad or bad per se, but it's kind of like I'm not remembering a ton either. And there are elements that
You are suffering from overworked comic book reading syndrome.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
So maybe the wrap-up episodes just need to be one issue.
I think you need to cut out all that weird foo-foo stuff you read on the side.
The weird foo-foo stuff? Okay.
Yeah, whatever that other stuff you read on the side is, you need to just focus on Batman.
All right.
I think that's what Lauer's problem is. Kowalski would agree with me. I could send you down to California for a psychiatric.
I'm going to clear out the library of all this excess baggage of comics, and we're just going to get rid of it. But no, I mean, there's more detectiving of Mayor Nakano. Like the Court of Owls are linked. Like, I don't know. I'm kind of blanking on the connection of it all, which I think maybe speaks volumes, but I don't remember.
So it's not all connected.
Not liking it. It's not all connected. I don't know. I guess it waits to be seen. I don't know. What do you think of this issue? Because I'm very like middle of the road.
I got to be honest with you, man. I feel like this is way more what I thought Zdarsky could do with Batman. This looks a lot more like Batman than what we've seen from Zdarsky previously. I'm into it. I'm enjoying it. do I think the story is? I think you're onto something with the story. It's not as strong as I think I'd like it to be, but it's so much better than what I've gotten over the last
Yes.
2 months that I'm just willingly going to accept this and love it because seeing Batman with just infiltrate a criminal's dinner kind of gets me going here, right? Like that's
Yeah.
kind of a cool little moment. I'm into the whole Nakano stuff and that angle and what goes on. I just it seems like there's a little bit of mystery here. There's some detective work. What the hell is going on with Jimbo? There's a lot of questions. There's not a lot of answers, and I feel like we're just getting started. So I'm actually really into this new arc from Zdarsky. I'm really pleased with it. And the art was gorgeous, by the way. Like
Yes.
I ne- I've never even I have a hard time remembering the artists. But
Carmine Di Giandomenico, which I feel like he was on wasn't he on Joker, the man who stopped laughing?
maybe. But I mean, top-notch artwork. Just it's gorgeous. I love
Yeah.
it. Batman in action's great. So they don't miss a beat there. The story's pretty good. Kowalski's probably gonna hate this Batmobile, right? Because it kind of just looks like a car. But he's a whack job. Yeah, no, Batman 154 is really good. I enjoy it. I like it a lot, and it's a developing story. What is it with Riddler and the sideburns lately? Right?
I don't know.
It's
I
been
don't
that way
know.
for a few years now, but they seem to like him with the chops.
They had that in the War Jokes and Riddles, Tom King's run,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
those were
I think
even
that's where it
talked
started,
about.
right?
Yeah, and then in Batman Catwoman, Old Man Joker and Old Selena, I think they even made a
Mhm.
comment about like what's up with his sideburns. Yeah, I don't know, buzz them off or form them into little question marks. I don't know, do something like
I don't want to form into a little question.
You don't? Oh, okay. Well, an idea. There you go, Chip Zdarsky. You can do it if you want. And yes, the artist did do Joker Man Who Stopped Laughing, which you and I were big fans of.
Mhm.
Um, yeah, like I don't know. I think I remember having a positive vibe to it. I think I'm just waiting to see what this whole brother angle is off to be. And I think Zdarsky sometimes gets a little heavy-handed with some of his commentary and um I don't know, like the infiltrating of people into Wayne Industries. Eh, like I don't know. Some of the lines of dialogue are just a little like eye rolling, but overall, I don't have a negative per se. I'm trying to think. Is this the one?
Wow, you hate this book.
I don't hate this
You
book.
Joe. You Joe.
Is this the one that it's alleging that Thomas Wayne had an affair? Is it the brother
Yeah.
angle?
Yeah, I think I believe so. I believe that's Batman, right?
Yeah.
I
So
told you
they did
I
good.
suffer from the overstuffed syndrome like you do.
William
I
Pierford,
read
a
too
nurse working at
much.
the Theater Square Medical Clinic, which surprise, surprise, gets funding from us. It turns out
Yeah, and
his
I've
mother
already
was
dropped
also a
Superman, so
nurse.
it's not, I'm trying to get better.
There was a surgeon. So I feel like this is the one where it's almost alleging that Thomas Wayne
Was getting it
stepped
in on the side.
out. Yeah, and I'm just kind of like, this whole mucking it up on the side. The Waynes weren't as good. Like that's kind of like I don't know why that's a beam that people are on lately of like, let's muck up the Waynes just because let's muck up the Waynes. And it's just getting
The
obnoxious.
Waynes and the Arkhams.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, in which that one that didn't bother me, but like this I don't know. Anyways, Batman 154 I don't know.
Lau
I'm like
hates it.
middle of the road on it.
Hates it. Hates
Nope.
it.
No. Okay.
It's
No.
just,
Don't hate it. Pete
it's
loves it.
just,
It's his favorite comic of all
it's
time.
just,
All right, the Batman Scooby-Doo Mysteries
it's
number 11, also out that first
a lot better than Long Halloween.
Wednesday. What?
Whoa, got
Watch your
his
mouth. All right,
attention.
we've lost Peter. The connection got bad. Ugh. Batman Scooby-Doo Mysteries number 11. Second to last of this volume, which is volume 3 of this series. This one was okay. It all takes place in a library, written by Shelley Fish, drawn by Pustee. Pustee.
Wait, what book is this?
Batman Scooby-Doo Mysteries number
Oh, okay.
11.
I'm
Yeah, you
looking at
didn't
my
read this one.
pile. I'm like, I didn't read this. No, foo. This is
Um,
foo.
it was fine. Like in short, it's all taking place in a library. There's no Batman and Robin because they're busy. Uh, Commissioner Gordon, Barbara Gordon's the librarian. They're solving a mystery.
Mm,
It's
Babs,
very
huh?
you'd think maybe like okay, it could still be fun. It's actually one of the least favorite ones that I've read.
Uh-oh.
Very like meh, very meh.
Howard's 0 for 2 right now. Uh-oh.
I think I'm point 0.5 for 2
0
because I
for
was a little back and
3.
forth with the first goddamn Pete's Matt's off a little bit today, but that's okay. All right, let's get you involved in the conversation, Pete. Coming out of nowhere in this first Wednesday of the month, Little Batman. Yes, number one, the in the world of Merry Little Batman that came out last year that you and I were big fans of.
Mhm.
Um, Written by Morgan Evans, who also wrote the movie. Well, it says by Morgan Evans, John McKell or Michael, and Ian Herring. Little Batman. Pete, go ahead.
Yeah, this thing is just this is as much fun as the movie was. You could totally see it's on par there. It's a blast to follow Damien around the house. It's very you'll get a lot of kickbacks to the movie. There's specific panels and pages that are direct references to the movie. But the story does stand on its own. It all takes place again in Wayne Manor. So it's interesting there, and then you get the big shock at the end with the old scarecrow. So
Yeah.
it's going to be a lot of fun. We're going to get to see Damien do what he does best, right?
Yep.
And that's be the hero. And it's just I was so pumped when I saw this. I kind of didn't know about it. I don't think I heard anything about it. And I just kind of saw
Same.
it on the poll list. And I was ready to go because instantly went back to Merry Little Batman. I was a huge fan of that, and we're coming up on the season of Merry Little Batman, and
That's right.
I can't wait to dive back into that during holiday season. And I'm pleasantly surprised with everything that little Batman brings to the table, whether it's the movie or the book. But it's really kind of taken us by storm. I think a lot of people should give this a shot.
I agree. And it's only going to be 4 issues, so it's not some, long game
And I love the year one
investment.
reference on the cover, by the way. That was
Yeah. That's what I
great.
was going to say too. That covers pretty great, but I was surprised at how well the look matched the movie. The coloring, which
It's
Ian
pretty much
Herring was
perfect.
the colorist, the coloring looks awesome.
Mhm.
And yeah, the story that unfolds just in this issue too is like is it was a blast. And then yeah, like you said at the end, Scarecrow introduced in this version. I think that's a lot of fun.
It
Yeah,
almost feels like it's just a direct sequel. Like I was like, man, I
yeah,
wish this was the movie. To be honest with you, I wish this was the next movie.
yeah, yeah. I think that like for what you said of this came out of nowhere. I missed it if this was announced somewhere. Completely forgot. And then it was just, oh, look at this. Oh, little
Well, if
Batman
it's not
month one.
announced by
What
James
the
Gunn, no one
okay.
sees it.
Oh, okay. That's true. So yeah, I'm with you. People check it out, Little Batman. If you're a fan of the movie, which you should be because the movie was a blast, and also it's got a great Lil Jon Christmas banger with the Kool-Aid Man. Yeah. So
Little
Mary,
John Christmas Banger.
Lil Jon
Just
Christmas banger. That's what's up.
uh Ooch's baby. I
Ookses,
want to hear
baby.
Ooch's Little John Christmas Banger.
Give me that.
Right?
Ookses. Ookses.
Ooch's.
Uh, Check it out. Highly recommended. Moving on, the second Wednesday of the month. Oh boy, Pete, here we go.
This is
Absolute
it, the Big
Batman
Dukaroo.
number 2.
There we
Ba, ba,
go. The
ba.
greatest comic book ever created from the cousin of
Uh,
Zack Snyder.
Scott Snyder. I don't know who we want to go first. I'll go
You
first.
go, please go first.
This issue, written by Scott Snyder, art by Nick Dragota.
Mhm.
Uh, how did I word it to you? What annoyed me with the first issue, there was less of that in this issue. There's still some things where it felt very, yeah, look how awesome and different we are. We're so
Or do you
badass.
mean AF?
Oh my goodness. That was the biggest eye roll for me in this one. And I don't mind where
Uh,
where Snyder was writing leading up to it. Totally it worked for me on there's um there's two different like when it comes to because we're hearing from Alfred who's talking about like military training or or whatever, ops training, whatever, and there's a R&R, retreat and regroup, or AF, advance forward. And he's talking about Batman something gets Batman R&R, and then it leads next to just like maybe, but that moment doesn't come of R&R. And then it hits me then. Maybe that's what he is. All he is, one long advance forward. Batman AF. And it's just I don't like like
While he's staring into a burning building that looks just like him, and he killed the bad guys.
yeah,
That's
like
Batman.
I don't know. It's and some people like ridiculous cheesy like is that too different than elements of 66 that are ridiculous and hokey and cheesy? And we like Egghead is a full on roll your eyes character that I love it when Egghead shows up in that show because he's ridiculous.
I
So
think you're
maybe it's
entitled to
like
a few of them as a Batman fan.
yeah, and maybe this is one for some people. It didn't work for me. I was like, ugh. The card tape or the poker table, if you will, of Batman and Harvey Dent and Oswald Cobblepot and
Oh
Edward
God.
Nygma and Waylon Jones. And each one has to wink. I'm gonna be a villain. It's all over in that. I'm of two minds, says Harvey Dent, because you get it because he's gonna be Two-Face. So that's kind of heavy-handed. Okay, now let's go. Oh no, because we got one more. You and I are middle of the road with this. Jim Gordon and Martha Wayne.
Oh, just slipping the
They
old
have a
hot dog in the
history.
bun.
They have a history of
Yes,
knowing
they
each other.
do.
Their conversation in the
Uh,
hospital, I thought it was leading like, oh, they have a romantic interest in each other, and which is also eye rolly to me. I'm like, really? But then there's
that's why she's
the
alive, Lauer. They didn't kill
reading
her
it again.
because her and Jimbo getting it
She
in.
got the Jimbo. Okay. They got the old Jimbo.
She put the Jim
Uh,
in the bow.
yep. But then I think in reading it a second time, the dialogue kind of like it doesn't
Mhm.
feel like they have the getting it in vibe. So I'm like, huh, I don't know. Outside of those things, which aren't like like all of the comic, I think the comic flows well. I don't have a lot of qualms. The action can be kind of cool. The Batmobile's eye rolly, it's way too much. That feels like Dark Knight's Metal to me. Um, and it's all right that I'm like, yeah, I'll continue to read the next one because I don't necessarily think that it's bad. It's just there's stuff within it that make me roll my eyes. I'm like, eh. Like this is the stuff that's gonna hold me back from putting this up on a level that others are. So all that said, Pete, go ahead.
I don't like it at
Okay.
all. I just don't. I don't enjoy it. The artwork's nice. I like the use of the coloring. I'm a big fan. There's a lot of cool looking. Literally, there's a lot of cool blues. Like it's
Yeah.
like they're just a lot of cool colors. I think it's artistically. I think it's very good. I don't like the writing. I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
don't enjoy it. The only thing I don't like about the art is Batman walking around with that weird scarf thing. I think that looks ridiculous, um, in my opinion. But yeah, I'm just not a fan of this. It's too hokey. It's too on the nose. It's too different than what it should be. It's to me, this essentially is just this is Batman Beyond. I've said that before. It's just some guy running around in a bat suit. It's too far from what traditional Batman is, in my opinion. And
So
that's
it's
fine
oh,
for Elseworlds Black Label thing. That's why I choose not to read it.
so this is 0 for 2. You said before to me of like you'll usually give a book 3 issues. Will that be the case for this one, or you think you'll just keep reading it to
I want you to know that I will sacrifice my spare time for you,
wow,
and you owe me.
God bless you.
And
Oh, I owe you. Oh goodness.
you do. You
I owe
can't
you a
fire me,
lot.
and you can never fire me. That's essentially what you owe
Okay.
me for this. But yeah, no. BOF perks, enjoy them. Very
Yeah.
thankful to the Saint and Bill of Tomball that I
Yeah.
do not have to pay for this.
Yeah.
So I'll put it that way.
Okay. I'm going to keep reading. If it turns into Dark Knight's Metal, I'm not a fan of that. So that's where I will
I'll let
stop,
you
but
let
it's
me know
nowhere
when you
near that
drop
yet.
it so I can drop it. How's that?
Okay. Yeah, fair.
When it's no longer on the rundown is when I will I will not read this.
But that said, that's not me saying I'm expecting to not like this and dropping it because there's enough to keep me going to reading me like, okay, let's see what else he does. It's just full of
It's like
moments. I'm
Juan
like, I
Soto.
hope
I'm
he
just
tones it
praying.
back. I just hope that it dials back on some of the stuff. It's like, ugh. So there we go. We're gonna jump in next to Batman and Robin number 15, the second issue from Philip Kennedy Johnson as writer, Javi Fernandez as artist. Memento Part 2. Peter, kick us off.
How great how great. How much are you enjoying that this is no longer the father-son love fest?
That is a massive upgrade
Because it
to
feels
me.
like it had that part has been just removed, and we're getting a really action-packed issue here. Kind of Mission Impossible, if
Hmm.
you will, maybe James Bond, because most of it's out of suit, right? Like we're but the emotion's very heavy. PKJ is a fantastic writer. I wish someone would sign this man exclusively. I mean, unless he just enjoys bouncing around, because I feel like if any writer needs a specific home, it's him, right? Like he just
Yeah.
sign him to a contract and get him to write a bunch of characters because he is fantastic no matter what he does. Yeah, this is some really heavy Bruce Damian stuff. Completely different from what we've seen in the past. I'm excited to do it. I'm excited to see it. And then when you get to the Batman stuff, it's just kind of like, okay,
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to the next issue. Let me see what you got. I'm interested to see where the story goes. Um, the death of that little girl really kind of it was kind of
She
moving in a way, right?
she didn't die. I didn't think.
I thought they or I don't think I thought she died. We didn't find out or
But
something
no, I think it's still
because he's like, "Can you save
they're
her?"
gonna
Oh,
do
did they
they're
save
gonna do
her?
their best.
Well, the actual that little girl, her little situation kind of really pushed the story forward.
Now that yeah, so that's I mean that's what I was gonna say too. That panel at the bottom where he turns around and like it's drawn really well. It's really
Yeah.
effective where she's
Can you
just
save
laying
her?
there. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then yeah, that next page because and this does good work for Damien, who I will still not say that like I like Damien, but it does a good job of keeping him from being that little like that little pisser that I just couldn't
They have
stand.
done dramatic changes to his characterization over the last like
Yeah. And
7 issues.
so Philip Kennedy Johnson, he gets rid of the whole I love you, son, I love you, son. And instead they're working as partners and also like master and apprentice. And he's in a
I
situation
like
where
the
he's
master apprentice more than the father son. I like you just said
yes,
that. That's a good
absolutely.
call.
Um Damien's left on his own still to like he separates them, but with for good value, not just because like, oh, let's just separate them. And they come back together too. And so Damien's left on his own in this situation, and it's something he hasn't had to do before, and he feels like he's failed because I failed that little girl while Bruce is down, confronting another problem and the main villain. And then there like trainings that's involved, and I don't
Which
know,
is
it's
almost
all
a secondary
beneficial.
event, to be honest with you. You
Yeah.
know, it's mostly around Damien and everything going on in that ballroom.
Hmm. Yeah.
It's a very well balanced issue, you know, and it's got a lot of
Exactly.
emotion, it's got good artwork, it's suspenseful, it's like I mean, I'm telling you, Johnson is fantastic. If you're not reading his Hulk stuff, check that out. I mean, and he's also done Superman, like he's got a whole buffet there to pick
He's
from, and
doing
it's
well.
fantastic.
He's
Oh
doing
my
well.
God, he's great. He really is great. I'm
I
happy to have him on a Batman title. I really am. You know, even as Batman and Robin doesn't matter to me. The fact is he's under the umbrella. That's all I could ask for.
Yeah. And a nice tease there at the end of this of the villain, that's coming and stuff too. So I think this is yeah, he's off to a good start on this title. Um, very positive, riding the high of PKJ on Batman and Robin.
He's a friend of Wado's. You know,
Oh yeah.
they're buddies. They're
Best
buddies.
friends?
Oh, they talk.
Did they share some vegan turkey for Thanksgiving?
No one ate
Who went to whose
mushroom
house?
turkey. No one ate mushroom turkey last night, sir. This is America.
Oh, okay. 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 Okay.
There we
Okay.
go.
All right. Moving along, let's see. Batman Dark Age, number 6, the finale to the big story. Let's see, I think we've had a 2 month gap, maybe longer.
Is that how long it was?
Yeah, it wasn't too long, but yeah, it's been 2 or 3 months um
Mhm.
since issue 5 of this. But this is the big finale. Mark Russell, Michael Allred, Laura Allred. Uh, I'm not gonna lie. I've enjoyed this series. I kind of went a little blank. There's a recurring theme here, Pete. I'm going blank on things. Um,
You gotta stop doing
that
this.
where I jumped into reading this and I told you of like I liked it, but to some, as the capper to the whole series and running through my head, I'm like, I can't wait for the collected version so I can read it all in like 2 sittings, 3 sittings. Um,
Well, you mailed that to me so I could read it. I don't want to
yes.
buy it, but I will say I did enjoy this issue probably more than I enjoyed the previous five. I thought it
Yeah.
was very interesting. I thought this issue was very fascinating, just as a Batman perspective fan and how Russell went about everything, what actually happened through the course of the issue. Did a lot of things I didn't see coming. Like you could see influences of like Frank Miller in this.
Yeah.
You could see influences of other versions of Batman. I was like, wow, man, if this was the first issue and you kind of led with this, I would have been really kind of on the edge of my seat here. But I thought this was the best of the bunch and just really some interesting choices, very interesting
Yeah.
choices.
I think some interesting choices that I don't think it like interesting choices that were unique and different, but not desperate. Like
Mhm.
it's weird. It's interesting to me that it's like Snyder can make these choices that I think like, oh, it's trying too hard to just be different. And then in this, choices can be made that seem a little bit more like genuine. Like everything led to these, and it didn't start. It it was built to end up here as opposed to let's just make it different this way and then see where it takes us.
Mhm.
Um, so yeah, so what was the turn off for you for the most part with the series? Like what I don't need a ton of specifics, but I know that you're just like, I think throughout the whole thing where I
Just
enjoyed it the whole way.
at certain points, I just saw the Batman in a home thing. The angle was weird,
Okay.
but it introduced other characters. Him flashing back and the decisions he made and what happens and just well just not decisions Batman made, but even certain things that Russell made. I was like, oh wow, Dick Grayson, that's ooh, things like that happen. I don't like those things. That's a turn off for me. Overall, it just seemed a little, there seemed like there was something missing that I just can't,
Okay.
I just
Sure.
couldn't really pinpoint it, but it was okay. It wasn't my favorite. I think, it just peaked and valleyed for me. I can't say, I will say I probably will have to say I enjoyed it much more than Absolute Batman,
Yeah.
you know. Just comparing to what I've read, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. What did you think of the art?
The art's interesting. The Batman cowl is interesting. It was cool to see kind of a progression in the suit of
Yeah.
the Batman throughout time. That was interesting. I liked how I thought what I thought was really cool was Batman and Catwoman essentially share the same cowl,
Yeah.
right? It's very similar. So I was like, oh, he gave that to her, but I was like, I don't remember ever seeing that in the book. I know Robin got a couple different iterations of his suit, and one actually looked like a bat suit, right? We kind of freaked out about that at one
Yeah.
point. Um, but it was different. It was
Yeah.
definitely a palate cleansing title. It's so
Yeah.
far out there, but I think it's very true to what Batman is.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, it's a little different. You got to go in. You kind of go open minded, but
So
it was something.
I really like the art and the coloring. Some of the like costume choices,
Hmm.
I
Penguins is a little
definitely
weird with the beak.
don't hate them, but I don't love them.
I like the
Very like,
Joker.
huh. Yeah, the Joker, he looks the most what we've seen.
Hmm.
And yeah, I just think for the most part, like all the costume choices were like interesting. But then it would make me laugh because there's one page in this book that's basically got the Justice League, and all of them look like, yeah, those are their suits. Like those look very much what we have
Hmm.
seen. So then it makes me scratch my head a little bit of like, I wonder why the Batman ones, they made they made everything different. And yet the rest of the Justice League looks like we've seen them
Hmm.
previously. Um, because I feel like that's probably what some people have said or thought the like aesthetically designs that people are just like, oh, the design I don't like it. And I feel like they're like you said, they're true, just with differences. The old man Bruce in the nursing home doesn't bother me because like a dude that it, I could see that being a path that Bruce, like he'd end up there. I could see that happening in one of these
Mhm.
timelines.
Yeah,
It's not far fetched, and
I
he's
don't like
just
seeing my hero
reliving
like that. Yeah,
his
I don't agree with
history. I'd rather the Tom King way of like he had Selena happily ever after and he passes away in Wayne Manor. I'd rather that for sure. That's a good ending to me. A good ending, no, a good death is its own reward.
Yeah,
Uh,
especially after he got it in.
that's yeah. I mean, good for him. That's how
That's
we all
right.
want to go, right?
Heart attack
Uh,
right after.
Batman Dark Age, in the end, I liked it. I'd recommend it. Um, I don't know. I think it's kind of down the middle, maybe leaning towards like fewer people
Mhm.
liked it than didn't.
I I think this is a reading for a more advanced Batman reader, personally.
Okay.
Like if someone's coming up and say, "Hey, what new Batman book am I going to come
Yeah,
out
I'm not
with?"
going to give this to him.
I'm not going to give it. It'd be like giving you Dark Knight Returns. It's almost like a disservice. It's like you got to
Yeah.
kind of build up to this because this is a lot of things are done differently here.
Yeah.
Throughout the course of was 6 issues.
Yeah.
So I
There's
think this is definitely something for a more
six double-sized
veteran reader.
issues. So in the end, it's like 8 regular-sized issues because it's
Mhm.
6. Wait, did I say 8? 6 double-sized, 12 regular issues. There we go.
Whose math
This was
sucks
a
now?
lot. Me.
The tides have turned on the Lower of Justice.
Let's see. Moving on. We can make this one quick. Batman Gotham by Gaslight, The Kryptonian Age, number 6. Pete, it's the last time we're going to have to talk about this. Maybe
Did
ever.
this book get cut down from 12 to 6 issues?
No. It's fully 12. It's just we're at like a halfway point, and coming next year is going to be what Pete and I have been saying all along that this book should be Gotham by Gaslight, Justice League. Gotham by Justice League. Geez, Justice League by Gaslight, whatever. Because uh written by Andy Diggle, Leandro Fernandez is artist, Matt Hollingsworth colorist. Um I don't think that this book per se is bad. I'm not going to say that it's badly written. I think this book is slow. I think this book was mistitled and misleading, capitalizing on the Batman title when Batman is not in these 6 issues that much at all. And I don't know that there's exactly a plot other than this is an Elseworlds, and we're going to build up the Justice League, and we're just going to introduce you to them over 6 issues, and that's it. This is
Yeah,
like
that sums it up,
a
man.
very long prologue for what's coming next year in the next 6 issues.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm not gonna lie, I don't necessarily have an interest in Batman Gotham by Gaslight, A League for Justice, coming in 2025. I'm not exactly interested in following that.
What title is that? Batman Gotham by Gaslight. What is it? A League of
A
Justice?
League for Justice.
Can can we shorten that at
Dude,
all?
just for crying out
Justice
loud.
League by Gaslight. That's
Justice League by
literally what it
Gaslight.
is.
Yes,
There you
it's so simple that way. But no, let's
JLGL. Like if you let's make it even shorter.
an a title, an 8-word title. That's what this is. And God, come on.
I saw
Our,
this from day one. This was a
yeah,
money grab, and they failed miserably. I didn't even think it was any good, to be honest with you. I thought everything was very just lame.
it's just a tease. It was just kind of flat. And yeah, you and I said, and I don't know, check the receipts, Pete. You and I in the first issue, we said that the beef was with the title first and foremost, and then the story just was very like, man, it's just a prologue, is all that it really is, and that's a lot of time, money, and words for a prologue.
Well, it's not my time or money, so
That's right. Well, it was our time.
sucks to suck, right?
It was our time. We did spend time reading this long prologue. That.
I mean, I was at work, so I got paid to do it, I guess.
Oh, okay. All right. We'll cut that out. Uh-oh. Yeah. This is a. I don't even know if you'd say a swing and a miss. Like, did they even try to swing?
We're in a minute. Oh, they swung. They swung.
Not good. Not very good.
I don't,
Um,
but I think they were in the wrong
yeah,
batter's box.
yeah.
Oops.
Okay. We can close the book on that one.
Close the
Multiverses
book on that one.
Collision Detected came out. Number 5 came out, and I'm just gonna do number 6 also here. Really quick. I read
Whoa,
all
a double
these.
chapter?
Yeah, because it was
Chapter
six
by
issues.
chapter, Ryan Lauer.
They came out every other week. Friend of the show, John Samariva.
Hmm.
Um, he does fun stories extremely well.
I hope
And
so.
I think overall that's what this whole series was. It was just a fun series. And that's not diminishing it by any means. It's meant to be fun, and it was with all the different characters that popped up throughout. Brian Q. Miller, the writer. Um, yeah, like I think it's the daughter box. But there's some really fun stuff that happens in the Batcave, with all these different characters. Scooby and Shaggy and Bugs Bunny and the Wicked Witch of the West, Harley Quinn, Joker, they're all in the Batcave, like
Oh God.
ridiculous. That's fun. I don't know. There's a lot going on. I'll be ready to reread it all in one sitting. Um, it's just I don't know. It's a fun DC series
Any
with
Uxas
other
in this
Warner
book?
Brothers characters. I'm not gonna tell you.
Still
It
not
might
gonna
be
read
a little oops.
it. Uxas!
You this was one that you just like weren't necessarily interested in. That's completely fine.
Dude, when I saw Bugs Bunny in the Batcave at the end of the first issue, I was done.
You were done. Okay.
And I love me some bugs. There's no, but I mean, I love me a sarcastic rabbit.
You hate rabbits.
That's not true. They taste delicious.
Wabbits. Okay. There you
Wabbits,
go.
wobbin.
Done. Done. Boom. All right. The next Wednesday of November. Let's get Pete back on the positive train here. Let's talk Batman Full Moon #2.
This thing is crazy, man.
Yeah.
Werewolf in Gotham. Oh man, Rodney Barnes is. I never. It's funny because literally just was yelling at Ron V for Werewolf in Gotham,
I swear
but
I just
this
I've
is
always
so
looked
much.
up Stevan Subic is the artist on this. He
Mhm,
did Riddler Year One. I'm gonna remind that to everybody every month that we're talking this
it's
comic
great.
book because great art from this guy. And that book, Riddler Year One, is a really good comic book that Pete and I are huge fans of. So
Mhm.
check that out. All right, go ahead. You were talking
Man,
Ron V. You're revisiting his detective run.
yeah, I was just yelling at him because he was doing all this werewolf Two-Face stuff, but this werewolf Batman stuff is way different. I think it's just because Rodney Barnes just leans heavily into traditional werewolf stuff, right? Like it's kind of
Yeah.
this feels almost very Universal Monsters DC Comics hybrid. Like it really toes the balance really well, and man, it's kind of shocking in a way.
Yeah.
Just to kind of see a Batman book like this. I wish this came out in October. Like I wish this came out like maybe 2 months ago because I would have been definitely in the spooky mood vibe. But this is great. And the way it ends, like I was like, oh my God, dude, Gotham's screwed.
I I was yeah. It goes some places for sure, especially with Zatanna. Uh,
Yeah, but she looks great in
but
fishnets, bro.
I
Come
just
on.
get them fishnet stockings.
That's right. Fishnet tacos.
The yeah, I think the art is okay. A story has to be good, obviously. Writer's
Mhm.
very important for a horror comic, and because comics are a visual medium, like man, the art has really got to get that atmosphere. And I almost give, the what do you say, the edge to the artist here because the atmosphere, mood, and everything, like I think it's great. It's fantastic. The werewolf as well of like it's almost like when you watched werewolf movies, American Werewolf in London, it's like how do you really sell the werewolf? You don't show it in full, completely lit well. You've got to do shadows, and I think that that's what the artist does really well with the werewolf throughout this. It's
Yeah, Subic's perfect for this stuff.
it's in shadow and everything that it looks great. And then what they're then you think of the story and building up. I think that's great too. And then also, like you said, yeah, by the end, Gotham's screwed. So it's going places. I know, like, I don't know, like, I'd recommend this to people, but I could see where if I did that, people are like, why did you recommend this to me? And I love horror.
Like
I don't
this is someone I would
necessarily,
recommend to more of a horror fan than a Batman fan.
yeah.
I would
I'm like, oh,
say.
you like werewolves? Check out that like this story because it's Batman and werewolves. And I'm with you. I think this is fun. This is great. It's dark, it's broody.
Because to me, it feels in line with like
It's cool.
Batman versus Predator. Batman, like, I think already this is a much better written story than those ever were. But it's kind of, that's what it feels like, because it's Black Label's right there in the corner. I know it's not main continuity. I know it's not
Yeah.
another world that's going to cross over that's created by Darkseid. Like I know what this is. It's a
Yeah.
one off. It's this is it. It's not creating a whole universe. So it's just
So
like okay,
you of the horror monsters, we've had Batman and Vampire peak with Red Rain. This is like the werewolf version of that, I think.
yeah,
It's
good
a
call.
third of the way through. As long as it continues on this trajectory, the remaining four issues, it's like, okay, you've peaked with Batman and werewolves. Next monster. What's next? Great start. Off to a really good start. Um, very happy with this one. Next up, I'm not very happy with this one. Batman Superman World's Finest, number 33. I'm glad this arc's over. I didn't enjoy it. It was only 3 parts, I think, with Eclipso. Not my thing. Um, Art's cool. Uh, Mark Wade, Adrian Gutierrez on art. This is just Wade getting to play with the toys in the toy box. Good for
Yeah,
him.
this is Kowalski stuff. This is
I'm not
definitely
gonna
Kowalski
sit
stuff.
here and trash on it. It's just like this is flat out a story that's not for me. So I'm just glad that this one's done.
Yeah, same deal. I actually don't even really like the art. It kind of reminds me of Riley Rossmo a little bit.
Okay.
Um,
Yeah.
it's just not kind of my jam. Story's not my jam. Whatever. This title's kind of it goes through long peaks and valleys. Like it goes through crap. Like,
Yes.
and then I'm like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Want
It's
to do
like,
that one?
man.
No.
And we're following um no, not Return. I forget what it was the Imp story was before this one, I think. And then
Yeah, yeah.
before that was Return to Kingdom Come. And I thought
Mhm.
Return to Kingdom Come was great.
Really good. Really good.
So, and then it followed the Imp one, which was better than I was expecting. And then this one, and then it's teasing the next one. This is next, the Batgirl, Olsen, Crypto, Bat Hound team. I'm like,
Yeah, I'm like, I don't
eh,
know.
I don't know, but we'll see. Mark Waid, I would never be like, "Dude, Mark Waid," like, it- dude's getting to
But to me,
write what
it's
he
like
wants.
it could be really crazy or it could be a really interesting Jimmy Olsen crypto,
Yeah,
Batgirl, Batdog, right? That's kind of what I'm guessing. I don't know. It could go either way. It
yeah.
depends. It
Eh,
I gotta look at the first page.
We're gonna read it and we'll go from there. But also that Wednesday, I just said with Mark Waid, and now I'm gonna say it. Mark Waid, Batman and Robin, year one, issue number 2. Chris Samney on the art. Let's get to him in a second. Um, I said to our little Bat Boy chat group, Pete, of like, this book is great. And Pete said, no shit, Lauer. I'm
Yeah.
gonna speak for
And
Pete here
Justin
that
was like,
we
I'm
are,
not gonna read it because comics suck.
yeah. I don't know why he hates comics.
Hates everything.
I think Pete and I are on the same page here that we love these first 2 issues of this series.
Yep.
This is excellent. I was talking to Pete the other day, and I said, I think this is almost BTAS line in the sense of it's not kiddie and it's not too mature, but it's like a really
Mhm.
good kind of PG-13 seriousness, which I think Samney matches with the art like phenomenally. This is like such a nod to Darwin Cook,
Mhm.
intentionally,
Yes.
unintentionally, I don't know.
Yes. Yes. Yes, I agree.
It just
Sorry.
looks it looks great and it helps
It's a
set
great
that
Batman and
tone.
Robin story. So take that, Bill.
Yeah, and great
Dick
development
Grayson
on
Robin
those
on top
two.
of that.
Yeah, and it's great development on the two as well. I'm not finding Robin. He's not annoying or anything. What he does makes
Oh
total
my God,
sense. He's
it's
not too
perfect, Robin.
cheeky.
I mean,
And
now presenting the sensational find of the century, the amazing young daredevil, Robin the Magnificent. Like it's just that's Dick Grayson in a nutshell, right there. Like it's
yeah, so you've
while
got
the
elements
building is burning and Batman's on the ground, he's introduced. It's like, oh, I love showmanship.
in the like a good balance of working as a unit, training lessons, which I think is a cool one-page,
Hmm.
panel sensation by the artist. Um, Deepening the story with, Two-Face and this General Grimaldi that we found out last issue is, he's kind of a ruthless a-hole. As well as like now Bruce taking in Dick, and you basically have child services coming to check in on him, which I'm not like, give me that story in my comic, but it like totally makes sense
It's only a
of,
few panels.
yeah, exactly. And it totally makes sense of giving us, plot A, plot B, plot C, that all works. Okay, public Bruce Wayne, public Dick Grayson, Howard, you know, that's got to be looked at.
Mhm.
It's just, I don't know. This is a great issue. I reread the first issue again before reading this one. I'll reread this one before reading, next month's. I don't have enough good things to say about this
It's
comic. I
fantastic.
really like it.
Dick Grayson, the best Robin of all time. Sit on that
Yes.
house.
Yeah. DC forgets about Tim Drake. Why don't we all?
Yeah.
Kidding. Kidding.
Yeah. Forget you, Hoss.
And I think this is supposed to be 12 issues in total. I think
Just
I think it was
don't stop.
announced.
Just don't stop. Just keep
It's
going.
ongoing. Take it on for
Ongoing
years.
forever, for time, forever.
Great issue. All right. Final
You get
final
6
Thursday.
successes
Oh, wow. Out of how many?
out of 4.
6 out of 4.
6 out of 4.
All right. Who's that? Who's doing math now? Peter
There
Verra.
we go.
It's
I
that
can coach
good.
the Bears.
Oh boy. Okay, the last Wednesday of the month. Pete, it's your book. Detective
Yeah.
Comics number
Oh.
1091. It is Jorge, no, hold on a second. Got
You
all
go,
Tom
take your
Taylor.
time. There we
All
go.
right.
That was easy for you.
All right. Tom Taylor is the writer. Mikel Yanin, there we go. Is on art.
Yanin. Yanin,
Yanin.
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 MJ.
Yeah.
MJ.
All right.
Uh,
Pete, what'd you think of this issue?
God, I love this book. This was
All
great. I mean,
right.
everything around it. Just Batman, Bullock, crime scenes. It's Robin riding trucks. Like
Yeah.
everything about it was just great. I love the use of colors. Yanin colored the hell out of this book.
Yeah.
Wonderful use of the shared universe. Check that out, Kowalski. The Batman Superman moments were great. It's nice to know someone takes Alfred's death a little bit more seriously than these previous writers have. I feel like it's
Yes.
kind of been glossed over, various titles. Superman kind of takes it a little bit seriously. Seems Tom Taylor does. Doesn't seem to be as much of the. Again, I'll bring this up because Batman and Robin together. As of the last issue, there's no that father son love fest stuff here.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's kind of been mandated out or whatever, but
Hopefully.
interesting stuff going on with Wayne Manor. It's just a good little introduction. It's still just kind of introducing everything. It's just a fabulous Batman book. It really is. Ozzy's involved, so that's great. We're still just learning as we go, and that's the best part. It's just continuing the story, and I'm very happy right now
Yeah.
compared to where I was the last 2 years.
Yeah, really interesting because it's like it's gonna be a good story in introduction to this I mean I guess you'd say drug. Uh in the last issue, the first issue of the arc, in this issue, Bruce actually goes through with it and we see the benefits of it, but we know that like it's gonna turn bad. There's gonna be a side effect in some way. But like give it time to breathe, where Bruce is gonna start to be convinced of like, oh, this might be a good thing. Excuse me. That's all cool. I enjoy the action. The story itself, I'm enjoying. I enjoyed that he shows up to the Iceberg Lounge and you just hear Penguin, quit it, enough, stop breaking my things.
Yeah.
I enjoy that. Ozzy, he's totally, he's DeVito Penguin. Love that. But it totally works that he'd be included here, that Batman would go to him. And then by the end, I feel like we know in the reveal, or not the reveal, but this figure that shows up, we know who that is behind the mask, right? Like we know who that is.
No. Why
You don't have
did
a
I miss
guess?
something? No, I don't. Did I miss something?
I feel like it will only make sense that it's the one that Bruce, not spoiler alert. This is my hypothetical, like, my hypothesis. I don't know. This is my guess. It's Joe Chill's daughter. The one with the pink hair that Bruce that we were introduced to last
Hmm.
issue that's doing good things introduced Bruce to the drug. Like I
Okay,
feel like
there's a red
that's
light. They do a good job with the lighting here because it looks like it's a red
yeah,
light. Like, I kind of got. All right, I see what you're saying. Maybe we'll see what happens. I'm
that's my
interested.
guess. Okay, we'll see. But yeah, I'm with you. This is a good
When I
second
first read
issue.
this book, I thought this was Damien.
Yeah. And could
I was
be.
like, wait a second, what happened? I was like, no, but he just asked if that was Robin. I got really confused. I was like,
Kill him. Wait, what?
what?
Anyways. Yeah, cool. Great start, these first two issues. Keep it going, please, for the love of God, keep it going.
Yeah, I'm just so happy with
Move
it.
forward, not backward.
Move
Uh,
lower, not slower.
yeah, there you go.
That's it.
The Batman, The Long Halloween, The Last Halloween, issue number 3.
Still too long of a title.
Yeah, it's still a little long.
They should have just
Batman,
called it The Last
The
Halloween.
Last Halloween. Batman, The Last Halloween, number 3. Jeff Loeb, Mark Chiarello, longtime friend of Loeb and Sale. Um, he takes up the art duties because I reference it. I write reviews for BOF for this, and I just say it's it's a revolving door of artists because that's what it is for all 10 issues of this series. Um, with that first, because that'd be the big one, obviously, because the Long Halloween is a Loeb and Sale production. There's a distinct look to it, and there's a different look each issue with this story because Sale's no longer with us, RIP. I think it works for me because it is not artists doing their best Tim Sale impression. It's making their style work in this world. And I think they do a good job with that. Chiarello here, I think, does a good job with it. There's, good noir, good shadows, um, good character designs that, continue what we've seen before. As far as the story, Loeb and Batman, he fits like a glove, smooth as butter. Love reading Loeb write Batman, and we're gonna get some more of that next month. Or next year,
Yeah,
not next
suck on
month.
that, Garrett.
And yeah, it's interesting. I like what they're doing here of more questions. Too many questions. uh
Well,
more questions. Not they do give kind of like provide an answer to one thing by adding and then adding a couple more questions that like good because we still have 7 more issues of this. Don't
mhm.
I have no idea who's behind what right now, but it's like there's a group of dudes that are masking up with somebody different each month,
A
and
group of dudes.
they're shooting one of Batman's villains, like Rogues Gallery members each month too. What's up with that? I don't know. And then the revelation of in the basement of the Dent house was fun.
Yeah, that was interesting.
Um, and then with old Mario Falcone, what up with that? I like all of this. All this is great, and it doesn't contradict anything that's come before, which I think could happen if you put somebody else behind this book that they could do some kind of big twist that maybe wouldn't match with, Long Halloween or Dark Victory, but because Loeb's behind it, it all like works and flows. Love it.
Gilda.
Gilda.
Yeah, no, this thing's great. I think the artwork is just if you didn't tell me Tim Sale didn't draw this, I probably wouldn't have guessed. I feel like this is really in line with Sale's art. I
Yeah.
was really impressed with how they honored him here. Loved everything with Dick Grayson again, best Robin of all time, suck it Hoss. Everything going on there between leaving him at Arkham and the Catwoman interaction. You mentioned the tunnels underneath. That was great because it stumped Batman, and that's always cool when that happens,
Yeah.
as long as it's done respectfully. At times, I did get Frank Miller vibes from the artwork. It just seemed a little
Ooh.
like rough and
Yeah.
square, right? But
Yeah.
no gripe at all. Um, just it just feels very traditional, right? It just feels like
Yeah.
this is Batman.
Yep.
And again, you mentioned Mario. I love that he took a shot here, and it ended the way it did because it was
Took a
just
shot,
very
but I'm cha.
I was like, "Ooh, I didn't see that coming." Did not see that one coming,
Didn't see
Jeff.
that
You didn't tell
coming.
me that one at Comic-Con
Oh,
a month ago.
oh, Jeffy.
Oh, Jeffrey, put a little sly one on me. The sly dog lobe. Still got it.
Yep,
And then, hey, I'm actually looking forward to these Riddler covers that
that's
we
cool.
saw. Yeah, that we saw at the end. I don't know if that's in the end of the book. I didn't pick it up yet. I read it digitally.
It's a variant. So each
Okay,
each
I'm gonna pick that one up. That's
issue
a nice one.
has Tim Sale never before released artwork of Tim Sale as a cover, and
Mhm.
then a variant cover is basically is a whatever you want to say, a slate board of a
Mhm.
character by that issue's artist.
Yeah, I like this
So
one.
issue one was Batman holding that up, and it was Risso. Last month was Klaus Janson, and it was Penguin holding one up. This month is Riddler with Chiarello.
Mhm.
And yeah, and I forget what they said for who next month's cover is. And then there's
Yeah,
also a third cover, which is just an artist doing like they're doing a Long Halloween type cover, whatever. Anyways,
has Tim Sale ever drawn Uxas? Something for
that's
the
a good
Google
question.
machine. Got to find that
Yeah,
out. Got to
let's ask
find that
Google.
out. I have to buy that artwork.
Check with the Google. That's what you need. It's a
With the old
sale
googly
Uxus.
googly.
Batman the Brave and the Bold, number 19. I think this is the penultimate of this title. I think next month, number 20 is the final one of Batman the Brave and the Bold. I can't say that that's like not a good thing because like this is a pricey book. This might be the first issue that I would almost say like worth it to just buy. There are two Batman stories and then a short Robin story um that I dug in this whole issue. The first one, The
Yeah.
Hum by Zach Thompson, writer, Stefano Raphael's artist. Um, Leftovers at the end. Rich, I don't know how to pronounce his last name, Douek. And then old Stevan Suvic as art on that one. So we got a double taste. Double taste? Got him twice this month. Double serving. But anyways, the first story involves Scarecrow, and I think that was a lot of fun. A lot of cool stuff. Scarecrow doing Scarecrow things. Nice little twist.
Mhm.
A BTAS nod to the Batmobile on that one. But I just think it's a cool, fun story, and I'm always a sucker for
Great
Scarecrow.
ending. I love the
Hmm.
ending of that one. That was just
Yeah,
fabulous. And then it was cool to see Batman kind of honor the old years with the way he had to
yeah,
block his
yeah.
hearing in a sense. I thought that was a nice little tribute, especially for someone who doesn't enjoy the old years like myself.
Hmm.
Just it feels like a real solid classic Scarecrow story. Like I would love this to be included in a Scarecrow like anthology book, right? Like,
Yeah,
next time Scarecrow's in a movie, like the top 10 Scarecrow stories of all time. And
yeah.
this one would be in it. I think this is really good because that ending's phenomenal. Like, I was like, ha
Mhm.
ha, old Crane still got it. You know?
Yep. Oh, Dr. Cranston,
Oh,
I
the
love him
old
right
Tin
now.
Man, huh? The old Tin
Yep.
Man Lauer. Let's see you
Um,
get past that defense, Harbaugh.
the Robin story I think was fun.
Oh,
Um,
yeah. Oh,
with
yeah. That was
old
great.
Killer Moth, and I like whatever the line is of like Killer, you're just Moth. That was somewhere in here. That was
I
that one
love the whole
was
angle
fun.
of like he couldn't figure out which Robin it was. He's like, I don't care. I'm just gonna kill the Robins in front of me. Like I kind
Yeah.
of like that. Like the villains have no idea. They're just like, wait a second, there's more than one. Like I
What?
was like, yes, that's great. I've been waiting for this. This is fanboy bullshit. I love it.
Yeah. We're all thinking it sometimes. And then that last story, which is a Zaz story, great horror, great horror comic to me. Nice little short story there. Pretty bloody, messed up, twisted. Um,
Yeah, I didn't see that. I was like, whoa, that was
yeah.
pretty crazy. That was
Yep.
pretty crazy. I couldn't believe it. I like every time that story just kept taking really bad left turns for the people involved, not for me. I was like,
Yeah.
oh, oh God. Oh man, you guys definitely should have done
Nice.
that today. You should have done anything else but this.
I mean, this book comes with like an $8 or $9 price tag, but like, yeah, for
This is the
my
best one I think this book has been since the Zadarsky Red Hood story
yeah.
as a single
Well,
issue.
Mark Russell did the Ace story that you and I loved. And
That
oh,
was
that
good
was Urban
too.
Legends. Oh, that was Urban
Ah,
Legends.
yeah, suck on that, Flower.
So maybe of Batman the Brave and the Bold. I liked the winning card, which is the Tom King, Mitch Garrett story. You didn't like
Ooh, I
that
did
one.
not like that one. Don't tell. I didn't tell them at
Um,
Comic Con though. I didn't say
that
that.
was okay, good. Uh, that was only four. 4 parts. So yeah, I'd say those, and then this issue, like that's it in my head of like this title that I've been like, ooh, this is great. And this one, my OCD would really kick in if I don't have any issues, but then I have issue 19. But then also, I don't see how this story, like the stories in here that I like, are going to be collected in anything else. So it's like, if I want to read it, I'm going to have to get this issue
You're
specifically.
gonna have to buy the omnibus.
Damn it. But yeah, this was
$120 from
I was
Ryan.
like, for 2 stories, worth it. But this is
We
good
got
stuff.
him, guys.
Yep. I don't know if you remember, Pete, last year, Batman Santa Claus Silent Night.
I don't.
I don't remember what happened in it, but I remember reading it and thinking it was fun and kind of ridiculous.
I did a Google. It kind of reminded
The
me.
sequel's here, Peter. The people have
Yeah.
spoken. It's
I don't remember if I
Santa
liked.
Claus Silent Night returns.
Do you remember if I liked this? I don't remember if I liked that one.
I don't remember.
I didn't like this.
The trade of that first one came out actually the same day that this series came out. So on Wednesday, November 27th. Written by Jeff Parker, art by Lucas Kettner. I thought this was fun. Didn't love it, didn't hate it, but it was just like, it was fun. It obviously it goes out there a little bit, which is not usually my cup of tea. BOF perks. Read it.
Yeah,
It's fun. I'm not gonna push this on anybody and be like, I think you need to read this. It was fun.
Yeah.
And there's 3 more coming. It's weekly in December.
Oh, there's 3 more. This isn't. I thought it was a one shot.
No, there's
Oh.
3 more coming. So you can just
There's only so much I can do
pass,
for fishnets.
and
I don't think I could do this for fishnets.
you can just pass, and I'll just I'll let you know how it continues.
I will say it was pretty crazy when when Santa goes claws, and I was like, oh,
Oh boy.
There's Santa with an axe.
Yeah, kicking ass. So let's just make
You
that
ever
quick.
see Santa directed by Zack Snyder?
Well, we've got the comic for you. Justice League Unlimited #1 also came out. I put this down. I didn't read it because I zipped through, and I'm just like, I'm not
I
going to
did not
read this
read this.
series. But I did flip through at the end because that is the Hush 2 prologue or prelude. The promises at the end.
I'm sure Bill read this.
Written by Jeff Loeb, art by Jim Lee. Listen, this would be $5 for someone to get to read
A page and a half?
4 pages.
Okay.
And it doesn't really
$1 a page.
It doesn't really say anything. But for the completionist, it's available. Obviously, March or April, I think, is when Hush 2 launches in the Batman title. It's cool. It looked good. It looked like Jim Lee Hush. So get ready. Batman #158, a new epic saga begins.
I am so excited for this.
Yeah.
One of the greatest and classic Batman stories of all time gets a sequel. Whew. And it's a true sequel, because it's from the creative team, Loeb and Lee. So like it's a real true sequel. As much as I love Heart of Hush, this is a real true sequel. So I'm
I said
really
a couple
excited to get into it.
I said a couple episodes back with our mutual pal Dominic, when we covered Heart of Hush, of like, it'd be interesting when Hush 2 comes out to see where it fits in the timeline, and considering that there are other Hush stories that have come out since Hush.
Well, if you're looking at character designs, it's a modern Red Hood he's got in his hand. So
yeah,
I'm thinking it kind of takes place now.
Okay, we'll see.
Right?
I'm gonna do a whole Hush saga.
You're a big Rush
reread.
guy. Well, you're just talking
Rush.
about Dominic, right? So that's kind of
so yeah,
that's the same. You're right.
Yeah.
Dom probably loves Rush.
Rush. Oh yeah, has to,
The
right?
Canadian, right?
Isn't
that's the way it goes.
Isn't it a mandate?
I thought
Like in schools, everybody looks at like a picture of Rush and sings Tom Sawyer.
I think so.
They don't do a pledge
of,
of,
right.
And
they all do it in
the
their
flag
Leafs jersey too.
Yeah,
they all do it in their Leafs jersey.
That'd be great.
Yeah.
Get us that video. All right, that does it for Batman comics. So Pete, it's time for your favorite segment.
Ryan Lauer hates everything that doesn't wear a bat.
Oh my goodness.
Including Batgirl, who is a bat, but Lauer doesn't read it because it's a woman.
Man, that is a great title. Do you
Yeah,
title
I could
DC
write
Comics?
titles for DC.
Yeah, good stuff. I've only got one.
Of
Nightwing.
course you do, because you don't read anything other than Batman.
Nightwing number. Well, by you told me at the beginning of this, I need to only read Batman. I need to get
Uh,
rid of all this other side
these are
stuff.
about, yeah, you got to stop reading like Cowboys of the Golden Age and, strictly stick to Batman.
Let's see. Nightwing 120, On with the Show, Part 2. Dan Waters, the writer, Dexter Soy, artist. How far has Dan Waters come since doing backups for Ron V's Detective?
I mean, there's always been one Daniel Waters in my life, but I think I might have two.
Yeah, now you've got
I
two.
think I might have
Um,
two.
this is a good continuation of the last
Yeah,
issue. Good
great
stuff. I
action.
really like the art. Art's really good.
Really pushing Nightwing's ass on this, guys.
Yeah.
Really,
He's
Gail Simone would be
working the
very
glutes.
happy.
Yeah. Cool story on Crime and Bloodhaven and this overall plan and what Nightwing is going to be fighting and pushing back against and stuff. And
Yeah,
it's pretty cool.
just
It's pretty
solid
fun.
introduction. Great
Yep.
artwork. I really loved it. I'm really pleased with it. I was very worried about Daniel Waters coming on the book, but he's 2 for 2 right now, so that's great.
Yeah.
And let's keep with the momentum and just let's rip it and grip it, as they say, Lala, right?
Rip it and grip it. Okay.
Rip it and
Grip it, and get it in.
That's how we do it, right?
Yeah.
Slide the old hot
Booyah.
dog in the old Jimbo bun, right?
The old Jimbo bun.
The old Jimbo bun.
What did
That's
we
how
get?
do
What did
things.
we get out of Batman in November? The old Jimbo bun.
The old Jimbo bun. The old Bartha hand warmers.
All right. What do you got, Pete?
I've got Batgirl #1. It's a really great Batgirl Shiva story. Mother daughter bonding, not really. Lots of fighting, lots of assassins. So check that out. G. Willow Wilson has 2 Poison Ivy books out. One of them is a team up with Swamp Thing called Feral Trees. That's a great kickoff. Lots of introduction. So if you kind of left off with the last Ivy book, it's kind of a little sideways parallel story there. And then Poison Ivy 27 is really good. I highly encourage everyone to check out G. Willow Wilson. She's one of my favorite writers. Really doing magical stuff with Ivy. Catwoman 70, great Anne Hathaway tribute cover. Check that out. And Catwoman is on the run for being falsely accused of murder. So you can imagine the shenanigans going on in there. And that's been great.
Ooh,
So check that out.
shenanigans.
So, shenanigans. Yes. Shenanigans.
Did someone say shenanigans?
God damn it, Farmer.
Thank you. All right. So, Pete, I forgot to do this last month.
Yes, you've got a question?
Oh.
One question for you. What was your favorite issue?
It's got to be Batman and Robin year 1 because Robin's in it and kicks ass. That's what gave it the edge over. Well, he's even in Long Halloween. So, yeah. Oh, man, that's tough. It's still year 1. I'm going year 1. Going year 1.
I think for the next, like at least 7 months, we're going to be doing this because I'm split. What you said, and for the sake of difference, and what I think I'll read more, Last Halloween #3. And what's great is that we've got many months where we're gonna have these 1-2 shots like this, as long as they keep going like we expect them to. Mwah, chef's kiss.
But you don't want Batman blowing up a building in the shape of the Joker's face?
Batman AF.
Batman AF. Hear the
Oh, man.
rock music.
Yeah. Okay. Some Motley Crue. All right. That does it. That's what I got, Pete. Let's put a bow on it. There's some, let's see, there's a new Batman series launching next month, written by Dan Waters.
Ooh.
I've already read it. Good first issue. And then there's a Two-Face series launching next month, written by Christian
Is it called
Ward.
One-Face?
It is not.
No.
So we've got 2 more books being added to the list next month. One of them is going to fall under Batman and Friends, and one is going to be added to the Dan Waters fan club. So there we go. That's coming in December, as well as the ends of Batman Scooby-Doo Mysteries and Batman Brave and the Bold. So We got some
Ooh.
readings to do, Peter. What
All right.
where can people follow you? What are you up to?
At Pete Illustrated, at straight_O_G, at Spidey Coalition, at Batman on film.
There you go. Has Blue fan page on Instagram.
Yeah, that's it.
It's huge. It's huge, people. Batman VC. Batman Book Club, follow on the socials at the Batman VC. I think a giveaway is going to be coming up soon, so you should probably follow the socials, or maybe Instagram for
I
that
think
one.
Lauer's giving away
That's
a
gonna be
pair of
coming up.
Batman socks.
Maybe worn, used, because that's what the people would want.
I mean, if you're selling them on OnlyFans, I guess.
Okay. All right. We know Holzman is. Uh,
Holzman and Aunt Trudy.
oh man, watch out. Poor Andrew.
Oh, the old schnitzel.
Okay. Follow Batman Book Club on YouTube because Pete and I are going to do No Man's Land. I think we teased it all year long, Pete, and now we're into the last month of the year.
Yeah,
We'll make it happen.
Like Warner Brothers PR.
It takes a while, okay? We're just figuring it out.
We're
Figuring
gonna
it
tell
out.
you
Taking
about
our
this
time.
Puppets movie that may
Yeah.
never happen.
No Man's Land, it's going to happen, right?
It'll
it'll
happen.
happen. It'll happen. Ookses. If you want to, let's see, support the show, a variety of ways you can do it. Patreon.com/BatmanBC, tpublic.com, type in TBBC. But if you want to help the show and you don't want to spend any money at all, it's 100% A-okay. Easiest, quickest, most impactful thing you can do, rate and review the show. So however you listen to it on podcasts, Apple, Spotify, iHeartRadio, go to the rate and review page and rate and review the show, because the more reviews the show gets, the more it helps spread the word. And as you, me, and Pete all know, that word is
Panic.
Ookses. All right. So for Peter R. Verra, I am Ryan Lauer. Until next time, remember.